Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to another incisive and in-depth analysis show of your program, Strong Talk. I am Mohammed Solomon, and today we have another power-packed session that should get your brain juices flowing and inshallah give you a clear understanding of what's happening in the Islamic community in London, England. Today my guest is Ridwan Alibhai. Assalamu alaikum, Maki.
Alaikum salam. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, praise the due to Allah. This is a very special brother. A brother I've known for quite a long time. I won't say how long. But he's one of the most sincere, honest, one of the most intelligent brothers I've met in my sojourn or my travels as a Muslim. Now, at the moment, he's head of the Islamic InterFaith. He's a coordinator at Hyderi Masjid here in South London, and he's also a committee member of the InterFaith group here in South London. So he's very much involved in interfaith dialogue and trying to work with other communities and other faiths as a Muslim to show how Islam has that integrative ability and the ability to work in a pluralistic way with different communities and different issues that come up. So it's an honor to have him on tonight's show, and I hope that, I want to learn so much from this brother, and inshallah you will learn a lot too. Now Ridwan, mashallah, I know you're a very busy individual, subhanallah. Can you tell us a bit about more to the viewers what you do?
Well, I'm a coordinator for the Hyderi Islamic Centre, the InterFaith coordinator. Plus I'm a committee member on the South London InterFaith group. And I have been working at grassroots community level for probably now almost 25, maybe 30 years in the South London area, and organising platforms where people from different faiths can get together and discuss issues of common concern, come to understand each other, and generally to create good relationships so that we can do and tackle some of the important social issues that we all face together using the spiritual and the resources that we have within our own faiths. So this is my objective in general.
SubhanAllah.
To enhance positivity and to create positive ties between different religious communities.
Can I ask you, that sounds like absolutely fantastic work. What has been your motivation to do that work? Because not a lot of people would perhaps feel they need to, they just think, okay, I'm Muslim, yes, alhamdulillah, just be a good Muslim, get my nose down, and I'm blessed, and inshallah if I do pass away, inshallah I should get to Jannah if I'm a good person. Yes. I don't really need to look at any other, help work with any other religion. Yes. What makes you that different?
Well, I think that humanity faces very great challenges, and one of the challenges we face is how to peacefully coexist with each other, and how to avoid war, conflict, extremism, which I think act against our essential human nature, because God wishes us to be at peace with Him and with the people around us. And if we study the life of the Prophet, we also see, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he always tried to create positivity, even where people were against him or they were doing things to him that actually were very terrible. We hear of the story, which is often narrated, that there was a Jewish lady who used to always throw rubbish at him whenever he used to pass by this alleyway. And for some days this stopped, and he wondered what happened. So he made some inquiries with people in the neighbourhood and found out where she lived. And he knocked on the door and he said, "May I come in?" And the woman was frightened. She said, "Now he's come to take revenge on me." Yes, that's right. She said, I religiously threw rubbish at this guy. I cursed him and I said all sorts of nasty things about him. And now I'm vulnerable, I'm ill, might be, on my sick bed, and he's come to take revenge. And the Prophet said, very calmly, he said, do not be afraid. I have not come to take revenge on you. I hadn't seen you for a few days, and I wanted to ask about your welfare. I heard you were ill. Is there anything that I can do for you? And I think that we live in very dangerous times, where the world is becoming very polarized, and we need to reconnect with our neighbors at the human level, whatever their faith is, whether they believe, they don't believe. And unless we do that, then I think we are laying down seeds for further conflict for the generations to come. And as it is, we potentially face huge environmental problems which will require resolution by humanity as a whole. And if our energies are diverted into internecine conflicts and warfare, then this will be even worse for us, for the future generations. So I think it's very important that we focus on humanity and the essence of the Prophet's message. Spread grace.
Yes, that's an excellent hadith that you quoted as well. How do you think post 9/11 the work that you do has been affected in any way? Particularly the two wars we've had in Iraq.
I mean, like a lot of people, when 9/11 happened, it was like a bolt. Suddenly, the whole of Islam, the whole of the Muslim community came under spotlight, and every blemish that under the sun was, exposed by 10,000 times, and what was before regarded as a religion was a peaceful religion, largely, suddenly became a religion of violence and extremism and intolerance and terrorism, and tolerated all sorts of negative things. And when that happens, I think again I refer to the Prophet's story, because despite all that infliction that he suffered from, and the negativity and the harm, and we have also had his story from when he used to go to the city of Taif.
With the children,
Yes, he used to say that whenever he used to come back, his clothes were torn, he used to bleed, because they used to throw stones at him, and but he never ever, as far as I'm aware, sent any curses to them or did any bad dua upon them, bad duas, for God to...
which is not what we're seeing, that mercy in
yes,
at the moment. We're just seeing mass executions, and even Muslims of so-called Muslims to Muslim.
Exactly, yeah. This is unfortunately now we have a problem where one group of Muslim call other groups of Muslim kafir, and they think that it is okay to shed their blood, and not only just shed their blood, but in the most heinous way, by beheading them. I just heard a story from Afghanistan, I think was it yesterday or the day before, where 7 Hazara Shia, they have been beheaded, including a 9-year-old child. I mean, what kind of Islam are these people following? So I think we have some very serious issues that we need to tackle together, and there are lots of people of goodwill in all communities who have the same sense of mission to make the world a better place. And again, I refer to the Prophet's life because Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, before his mission started, and he said even after his mission that even if those circumstances arose again, he was so proud that he was part of that pact, that he would again join it. And this is the pact which is known as the Hilful Fudul. In Mecca at the time, the Quraysh, the tribes, were very powerful traders, and what used to happen, they used to protect their own. Each chief would protect his own clan or tribe. But any stranger who came to town suffered oppression. So they were defrauded, they were cheated, they were lied to, and all kinds of, because they didn't have any protector. So the Prophet and some of the good people of Mecca, from the Quraysh, they formed a kind of a pact, which is known as the Hilf al-Fudul, in which they took it upon themselves to give protection to these strangers, which we consider nowadays the refugees, who are the victims of human traffickers, and asylum seekers and others, because they are often denied any welfare benefits, they have they part with their life savings, and they suffer all kinds of abuse and torture and risks, and then when they end up somewhere safe, and then they suffer further criminal difficulties, and are badly regarded by the host community. So he took it upon himself and other noble people in Quraysh to form a pact which would protect the weak of the society. And he said even after that he was so proud of that if that situation arose again after his mission started, he would be part of it again. So I think it's very important that we take an example from that.
Yes, subhanAllah. How, do you have any empirical evidence, for example, to show the impact that your work is having, for example, in the community in South London, or in terms of the young people, for example, from the community, the Hyderi community, to show that they're equal, that they're involved, or actively involved in the work you do?
Well, that's a challenge, because obviously there's a lot of stigma to be involved in interfaith work. Some Muslims feel that, well, you're having to compromise your faith, and we are right, and they should come to us, and we shouldn't go to other people. We shouldn't even listen to them, they should listen to us. But my question is very simple. If you want people to listen to you, then you also have to listen to them. I mean, this is basic manners. And in the beginning of Islam, when the Prophet started his mission, who did he convert? There were no Muslims. Because he went out to talk to them, to persuade them, that's when they knew about him and what he had to convey to them. But if we isolate ourselves, then there are lots of mischief makers out there who like us exactly to be pictured negatively and to be isolated and to be labeled as terrorists or fanatics or fundamentalists, because it makes their life much easier.
Yes.
They say the first process in committing an atrocity against a people or a community or a race is to dehumanize them. It makes it so much easier to
mastered that. Yeah.
And why should we therefore allow this to happen to ourselves? This is my question. So I don't think there's any alternative to engagement. We have to engage, and as Imam Ali himself said, that either the person is your brother in faith, or he is your brother in humanity. Yeah. So either way, he's your brother. So you should treat him as as yourself, as you would like to be treated. Yes. So I think we need to re-examine some of our attitudes and open up. And quite honestly, as I go through this, it's a journey. To me, it's a journey. I realize there are so many other people from other communities who really are very interested to open hands of friendship with us. For instance, we have been doing this now in Ramadan, the InterFaith Iftar, for many years. We started even before the big Iftar program took place, and now this big Iftar is a nationwide event, and lots communities up and down the country are doing that. Last year we had some 80-odd people, from outside, and we had lots of people from our community.
Yeah, I attended that. Oh, this year wasn't it?
This year, sorry. Yes.
This year,
Ramadan,
it was fantastic.
Both the Hyderi Islamic Center is got a good image in the wider community, spoken well of, and I think that this could have many benefits for the Muslim community and the Shia Muslim community in particular.
MashaAllah. Clearly the work that you do is important, and clearly it's something that is needed. However, I've come across people that come maybe on websites or people that you meet at Hyderi and you speak to them about the work that you do. They just say, well, to be honest with you, it's not appealing to us. It's just a bunch of middle class, old people who don't really connect to the young people, sitting down with herbal tea, wearing sandals and socks, dipping their tea in their bourbons, some burnt out old white dude that nobody hears about, some Jewish female rabbi that who's even ostracized by our own community. It's just basically a few middle-aged uncles sitting down with a few other white people who are probably the freaks, the ghouls, the rejects from their own community. No one's interested in what they have to say, and deep down it's just some personal fetish of uncles trying to, sit down with a few white people who back in the day, maybe when they were younger, the same white people were calling them, I don't know, some racial derogatory, Pakistani, whatever, and now they're working up the issues now that they're older. So, don't waste your time with that old nonsense. And we ain't got time for that. Just let Uncle do it, and then hopefully they'll die off, and then we'll get down to the realities, which is establishing Ahmadiyya Islam around the world. What would you say to those type of people, those young people who just feel there's a big disconnect in what you do, and it bears no resemblance to their life whatsoever?
Yeah. Well, I would strongly recommend herbal tea because
those bourbons taste nice. Those bourbons.
It's very good for the body.
Yes.
I think we should probably be selling more mint tea, sandals and caffeine-filled tea late at night, keeping us.
But is it a fair enough analysis or condemnation of what you're doing?
Well, I certainly learned a lot from my grandparents, so I'm sure we can learn a lot from our uncles. It's a fair point. I mean, who are the people who have got the most time in carrying out voluntary community work? Are usually the old 50s. It's a fact of life. Young people are very immersed in their work, in their profession, in the career, in the business, But we all have to find a way to give back to the community, and this is the important question. How do we want to give back?
But don't you think then you're not really making the impact you need to make them? Because if they're the ones that are going to continue the work and they're not interested, or they seem they're not interested, or they're not taking up the work, or they're not visible at the meetings or what you're doing, are you not just whistling in the wind ultimately? Isn't it something of just a personal labour of love? But that's all it's about ultimately. Like it's not really affecting change, because as you said, you got rising Islamophobia, rising disconnect.
Yes.
People are becoming more inward now. I mean, are you not just swimming upstream against the tide of maybe you're just an outdated dinosaur that now needs to just be, accept the fact that you play no part really, apart from drinking
occasions, yes, it does feel like that. But then, as someone said, what do you do in a dark room? If you light one candle, then you might shed some light. So this is the same situation. Yes, of course, there are lots of challenges out there. And one of the important challenges is how to engage the young people to have a new discourse.
The young people are getting more xenophobic. The young people are getting more into themselves. Yeah. They're getting more into their ethnicity and that, because they feel that maybe the older generation like yourself have got too much time on your hands to be playing games with people who they feel are doing the oppressing. Those people who are creating the negative images, who are making them feel disconnected and disenfranchised, and they maybe see you as a sellout deep down, like uncle's just a sellout. He's just there pleasing these people, but these same people, some of these reverends are going to, or some of the priests, or some of these rabbis, because they're not even effective in their community, their community sees them as a sellout, so this is not going to go nowhere. It's a total waste of time. It's just an endeavour that Uncle wants to sit down and get involved in, but we need to find somebody who's more credible, find more campaigns, more programs that deal with rising xenophobia, deal with rising Islamophobia, and the fact that you're going to have all these Syrians coming as well. How's that helping someone get? How's that understanding helping someone get a job? How's that understanding helping someone just because you sit down with some guy,
Yeah.
you know, who has a dog collar on. What's that?
But yeah, let me say, it's obviously not going to resolve every problem that is out there.
But is it resolving any problem?
But it does help enhance.
Does it help you?
Yes, I think it does.
But maybe that's what it's all about. That's the problem. You're only helping you.
No.
Maybe you should be helping other people as well. And that's the issue. That's exactly what the young people feel.
Yes, maybe that's.
It's all about you.
I would then say, why don't the young people rise up?
Because they've seen the failure that you
rise up to the challenge.
Maybe they've seen the failure. Maybe, uncle, they've seen the failure in what you do. Maybe they've seen the fact that it's outmoding, it's not working in the age of social media, in the age of an advancing technology. It's outplayed. It's time to call it a day. Would you not agree with these young people? That really and truly, deep down, even you don't believe interfaith will work. Well, deep down, you feel it's something that I'm to expect between not watching EastEnders on a Tuesday or Wednesday. You might as well sit down with Paul from the Catholic Church, have a good nap. But ultimately, what? He's not going to go away. You know, we just good pals. Yeah, but ultimately, that's what it's all about. Let's be honest.
I think
let's be honest. Isn't that really what it's all about?
Okay.
Really, your own picadillo, your own personal feelings about things.
I think if you take that attitude, it reminds us all.
Not me, but I'm just saying that's a charge that can be put to you.
I don't think that's a fair charge.
Fair or not, it still stands.
The charge stands, yes.
Yes,
but there are lots of charges.
The fairness of it.
There are lots of charges.
The fairness of it, yeah. Let's look at the charge itself.
Yes. Can
the charge
I respond? Can I respond?
It's an indictment.
Of course.
Right.
There's a lot to be indicted for.
Right.
But if what I'm trying to question here is the attitude. Okay. Either we engage or we disengage.
But it's the engagement that's the problem. The engagement.
This is the dilemma we have. Either we engage or we disengage. As far as I can see, that world is a pluralistic world, and it's not going to change from that model, as far as I can see.
But I thought you was about change.
In fact,
are you not about change?
Sorry?
Are you not about change?
No, I can't change the pluralistic.
So you can't change. So why are you even doing what you're doing? You can't change it. Well, I thought about interfaith was to change attitudes, change people's opinions on things, and to help build and mold a newer approach to particular problems. If you're admitting that you can't change, then why are you even wasting my time on the show? This is about people who are doing things on the show here on Strong Talk.
No,
not people who admit from the beginning that you can't do anything.
Interfaith work is about promotion of understanding, respect.
You can't even the young people understand what they're doing.
To have necessary.
But the young people don't understand, so you've already failed that hurdle.
Well, that's not entirely to me, because the young people also have to rise up to the challenge.
You're a committee member, and you're committed, and you're also a coordinator on Hyderi. So I think you're in a senior position.
No, I think we've done. I think, from considering this, the resources we have, I think that we've done quite well. But
you think that?
The poster saying that. The poster says that when you point a finger at when you point one finger at someone, just remember the three are pointing at you. So that means the three that are pointing at you are saying, well, you get up and do something about the situation. Now, either you can light a candle and you can shed some light in the darkness, or you curse the darkness. That's the challenge we have. I decided when I started this work that I rather light a candle and spread some light out there rather than curse the darkness. And again, each one of us has to ask this ourselves individually and collectively. Do you want to light a candle to shed some light in whatever situation you find yourself, or do you want to keep on cursing darkness? And this is it, I think, as far as I can see.
Well, unfortunately, is that candle blowing in the wind, and has it blown out now? Maybe you need a light. I don't think so. Maybe because you can have a light in a small room.
No.
It's good for you in the room. But how is it affecting people outside the room? How are they seeing that light? You know? And maybe the light is a light and not a heavy light. Maybe the light needs to shine first with the people who you're trying to bring on board, the next generation of people, as opposed to just with people who have already signed up to your views anyway. You're just getting people to play out the same views you have, the same concepts you have, and maybe excuse me, let's get a point in, because I imagine you're about tolerance and listening to both sides. Okay, so shouting me down is not going to put across your point effectively.
But I need the chance to respond.
You should have a chance. You've had more than enough chance. And you
I have 5 minutes to respond after you finish.
There's no problem whatsoever. This is called strong talk. It's about you're in the driving seat here.
Yeah, but obviously talk than strong.
Pardon?
It's more talk than strong.
Well, we can say that about yourself. But let's just get down to the nitty gritty here.
Yes.
The change you seem to be wanting, one can argue then that maybe by you admitting that you can't really change things in a pluralistic society, that in itself is an indictment of the work you do.
Well, I didn't say that.
Did you? If I quote you, you can play back the tape. You did say that you don't believe you can make significant changes or changes in a pluralistic society in terms of attitudes, how people think about things. But you'd like
you can make a difference. We can make a difference. We can make a difference. And this is what it's about. It's trying to make a difference. Like I said, it's trying to light a candle in the dark night.
Right.
And that's important to shed
It
some
is
light.
important. It is important. It is important. It is important. And no one's denying the importance of the work,
Yeah.
but I just question the validity of it, and I question the fact that has it been effective, and what fruits has it shown? And if the young people
Well, I
from
think
Hyderi,
if you
finish,
Yeah.
and those young people from Hyderi, who you represent or you are on the committee a member of, if they themselves are not seeing any benefit in it and are not taking part in it, then you have to question the future of it, and you have to question your motives and question what are you getting out of it, and how is that translating on the ground, and also how does it translate in the very community you're talking about?
Yeah.
Because in this community you've got rising, for example, gentrification, you've got rising, so many social problems to do with austerity and all these type of things. And if you're just sitting down, debate, talking about, I don't know, which bourbon to bring in next and which is mint or peppermint next week, right? If this is a main concern on the agenda, which is in the minutes, it's complete farce. It's a complete joke, and it bears no relevance in reality. And deep down, you yourself must know, hey, it's time to call it a day.
No, it's never time to call it a day, because there's always a space for somebody else to take it to the next
What,
step.
to take the next bourbon biscuits, or we do custard creams next week?
Why not? It tastes quite nice. Or they can bake some cupcakes.
Bake cupcakes. Well, so this is the image you need to address, and you're actually exacerbating and showing young people is the very stale, outmoded, corduroy jean wearing, they are corduroys, I assume, yeah? Alright. Corduroy pants wearing look that at the end of the day is, I mean, if you don't question it at this point, when will you question it?
Question what?
Question why you even existing, why this group even exists, what it's doing, what's the point? The young people have already come to those conclusions that it's an anathema, there's no relevance in their life, and they're just going to go ahead and they're now going to go back into what they think they need to do, whether they're Muslims, Christians, whatever.
Yeah.
They believe more strength in that in their culture.
Every person needs to make their own decision on what their belief system they want to follow and how they want to engage with others. However, if we believe that we want to live in a peaceful society and we want to coexist with others, then I simply say we follow the saying of Imam Ali, which is quite clear, that you either treat others as your brother in faith or your brother in humanity.
Once again, that's another charge of naivety.
And further to that.
Muslims are facing racism, xenophobia. They get the attacks on sisters in hijab are at their highest ever.
Yes.
And to be Muslim in this society is now being seen as almost as a crime, and yet you don't seem to be addressing those issues from where I'm standing.
Well, how do you suggest we address those issues?
Well, that's for you to suggest. Maybe next time don't have the custard creams. Maybe that might be an answer. But hey, we're coming to the end of the show.
Maybe have cupcakes.
I'm glad you find it funny. Muslims are funny.
By the way,
I'm glad you find it funny. The Muslims have been attacked.
The last winner of the British Bake Off competition was a Muslim woman, so...
Okay, well, I don't know what the fact is that got to do with making cakes. She's just a woman making cakes. But anyway, if a Victorian sponge cake shows her British, she's accepted.
Can I invite everybody to our?
Oh yes, please, yes.
Hyderi's InterFaith program on Sunday, the 15th of November, starting at 2:30 p.m. when we'll be having multi-faith prayers for peace, for Remembrance Day. Not a lot of people realize that actually there were a lot of soldiers from India, from parts of Africa, from the Caribbean, who volunteered for the British Army, and they gave their lives for this country, and we want to pay respect to them and to others. Plus, we want to remember the victims of today's conflict, and obviously the greatest victims of all wars are children.
That's right.
And we want to honor them and pray for a more peaceful world. So this program is on at the Hyderi Islamic Center on Sunday, 15th of November.
Or Twitter or
if they can get in touch with your program,
okay, cool.
And then you can.
That's in South London, yeah.
This is Estreham Rd.
What's the address?
26 Estreham Rd, SW16. Estreham Common Station is the nearest one. And if you go on the website, Hyderi Islamic Center, you should find all the details there.
What's the address of the website? Is it hyderi.com or?
www.hyderi.org.com. You can also Google South London Interfaith Group, and the details are on there as well. Just Google.
Well,
love to see you all.
Yes,
and
inshallah.
If you're peaceful, we might
I'll bring some custard creams maybe along too.
No, we've got some mandazi.
Mandazi, oh mashallah. Well, Ridwan, shukran jazeelan for coming in and being in the hot seat. Mashallah. It's an honor to have you here as usual, as I said before. Great friend of mine, mashallah. We'd like, but if you've enjoyed what you've seen, you know what to do. Subscribe to Islamic Action TV. We're going to be bringing you more programs like this. We'd like to invite the brother back again, inshallah, in the future. And we'll follow up to find out how the event went. Remember things like the big
feedback from young people.
Yes, definitely.
How things can be improved.
Mashallah. So for me, Mohammed Solomon, until we meet again, may Allah bless you. May you remain in His pleasure. And inshallah ta'ala, look after yourself and be good to yourself. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Islamic Action TV.
Islamic Action TV, Gorilla Minded Productions.